What's wrong? You seem to be upset.
Of course I'm upset. That wretched compromise has ruined everything.
The Compromise of 1850?
Yes, that's the one. Those annoying abolitionists ruined everything.
I thought that was a pretty fair deal. Both sides got something out of it.
Well, it wasn't. The law admitted California as a free state, which made the South and pro-slavery representation a minority in both houses of Congress. And if that was enough, slave trade was banned in Washington, D.C. I mean, banning slavery in our nation's capital? That makes it seem like the country doesn't support slavery. This country is falling lower by the day.
But didn't Henry Clay make a compromise to solve any problems? I thought he fixed all the problems between the North and the South with that.
Yeah. Although California was admitted as a free state, to please the North, Congress agreed that it wouldn't pass laws regarding slavery for the rest of the territories won from Mexico. This means that all the new territories get to decide on slavery for themselves. They have popular sovereignty, which means that when all the slave owners rush to gain slavery, the North will be the ones outnumbered.
That was not a fair deal at all. So what? The territories get to decide on slavery. They could still choose to ban slavery. That shouldn't only count for the South. That could easily benefit the North, too, if they decide to take advantage of it. What if it's the abolitionists that rushed there first? Then the South would be even more outnumbered.
Yes, it was fair. You guys got the Fugitive Slave Act. That law basically forced Northerners to support slavery, which was completely unfair. I mean, what if the compromise forced Southerners to give runaway slaves to the North to become free? Then you guys wouldn't think that was fair.
Wait, you're a Northerner? What are you doing here down south? Shouldn't you be up in one of your dirty factories?
Yes, I am a Northerner. I'm from Connecticut. I was just visiting some family down here, and I'd rather be in a dirty factory than a pathetic plantation where the owners can't even afford hired work.
And you don't support slavery, so I guess you're an abolitionist then.
I'm not an abolitionist or anything. I just don't have that strong of an opinion on slavery. But I think slavery is wrong and I don't support it.
What about you, mister? Surely you must support such a wonderful thing, right?
It's Johnny, sir. And I don't have any opinion on any topic. I'm neutral. I don't really care much for all the debates and controversy. It's just another excuse for fighting through my eyes.
Well, that's rather daft.
Yeah, how could you not have an opinion on this?
It was in all the newspapers. Everyone's talking about it.
Well, I don't think it's important. We all know war is going to break out anyway.
He's right. People like William Lloyd Garrison won't stand for the fugitive slave law much longer. Dissent is growing in the North.
So you think the only solution is war?
Isn't it always? History tends to repeat itself.
Sir, this is your stop. This is as far as north we go.
Okay, thank you. Good day.
The Grimke sisters were legends. Every abolitionist looked up to them, nobody more than me. They were my heroes, the only Southern women to ever become abolitionist leaders, and they were my owners.
Now, girls, remember, this slave is for both of you. She's a good house slave, and I believe she'll serve you girls well. She can cook and clean, and she's very well-tempered. Now, about food, she needs at least 2 meals a day. It doesn't have to be a big meal, just make sure she doesn't fall over dead. She can almost take care of herself, though you might want to make sure she gets a bath at least once a week, or she'll smell like death. Any questions?
What's her name, Mother?
It's not important. Now, girls, you can't keep treating the slave like a person. It's not a person. Remember, this slave is not to be your friend. It's property and nothing more than that. If you attempt to spoil it, it will only turn against you. Now, have a nice day, girls. I have a long ride back to South Carolina by myself. Do not forget to send letters. And here are her papers.
Thank you.
My name is Eve, ma'am.
You don't have to be so formal with us, Eve. We are not your masters, and we plan on making sure you never have masters again.
Oh, but ma'am, I can never be free. Even if you do let me go, I'd just be taken to another plantation.
That is why we are heading to the border between here and Ohio. That way you can truly be free. So how old are you, Eve? 17?
No, I'm 14, ma'am.
What? You're so young. It's horrible that at such a young age you're living this lifestyle.
If you would even call that a life. Slavery is disgusting. How could people be so cruel to other human beings, especially children?
Pardon me, ma'am, but are you really going to set me free?
Of course, I'm Angelina Grimke.
And I'm Sarah Grimke, and we're abolitionists. Our parents don't know yet, but we've even wrote pamphlets encouraging Southern women to stop slavery using something we like to call moral suasion.
But I thought women weren't allowed to do things like that.
That's exactly what we're trying to prove. My idea is that whatever is morally right for a man to do is morally right for a woman to do. My sister and I are both feminists as well as abolitionists.
We plan on going up north to become lecturers for the American Anti-Slavery Society. We want to do anything we can to help the abolitionist movement.
Our first job is to free you, so our parents will finally realize we do not agree with slavery.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. What is free being like? Or what is being free like?
How long has it been since you were free?
Oh, I was born a slave, ma'am, in June 1822 in South Carolina.
Then how come you have such good speech?
My master wanted me to be smart enough to read him stories. He thought a well-educated slave was better than a non-educated slave.
So you've never been freed?
No, ma'am, never.
Well, now you are. Welcome to the border of Ohio. Eve, you are officially free now.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Now you will be able to live free for the rest of your life.
Also, we've gathered some money to help start you out. You can use it to buy a house or even as dowry to get married.
Oh, thank you. I will never forget your kindness.
You, sir, you're going to have to come with me.
Sir?
You know running away from your plantation is against the law, so now you're going to have to come back with me.
But I'm not a runaway. I was freed 14 years ago. I'm a free woman, and you can't take me away.
I'm afraid I don't believe you, so you're going to have to come back with me to Kentucky.
Wait, sir, she's telling the truth. She's been my neighbor for the past 14 years.
Stay out of it, sir. Mind your business before you end up in trouble, too.
But she's not a runaway, so you can't take her. The Fugitive Slave Act says that people accused of being fugitives under the law can be held without an arrest warrant. But it doesn't say you can just ship them back to the South. They have to have a trial.
This stupid slave isn't a citizen. It doesn't have the right for a jury trial.
Well, you're right about it not being a citizen, but it does have a right to a trial. Instead of a jury, a federal commissioner will rule on each case.
Yes, it is. Slaves are property. Plantation owners deserve to get lost property back. It's in the Bill of Rights if you read it.
But it's still not a fair trial. The commissioner receives $5 for releasing the defendant and $10 for turning the defendant over to a slaveholder. That's not a fair deal.
Yes, it is. Why should she get a fair trial?
But I'm not a slave anymore. I didn't run away either. My owners took me to the border between Kentucky and Ohio and released me.
I'm not daft. Do you really expect me to believe that? What sort of slave owner would release property?
The Grimke sisters.
Your owners were the Grimke sisters?
Yes.
Oh my, the Grimke sisters are legends. They were among the first women to speak to mixed audiences and the only Southern woman to become abolitionist leaders.
The Grimke sisters were a disgrace to everything the South stands for. They really think they can change the South with their moral suasion?
My owners were kind. Even though I only knew them for a short period of time, I promised them that I would never forget their kindness. They believe that African Americans like me are entitled to every privilege, social, civil, and religious, that white people are.
Well, that is just wrong. You are a slave. You are property. You are not a citizen. Why should you get any rights for privileges?
But she does have the right to a trial. It's guaranteed under the Fugitive Slave Act.
Yeah, and the whole town knows that I've lived here for over 10 years, so you won't be able to convince them that I'm a runaway. And I have letters from Sarah and Angelina Grimke to say who I am.
Fine. I guess you won this time.
Hello.
Hello, mister.
It's George.
Hello, George. How are you on this fine day? My name's Henry.
And I'm Nathan.
Hello. And to be honest, days haven't been going so well for me since the election of 1860.
I know exactly how you feel. The South hasn't been at its greatest for a while. I can't believe that Abraham Lincoln was elected. He's going to attempt to get rid of slavery for sure, and it'll be hard for the South to fight back.
Yeah, especially after the South Carolina seceded.
They did it right after the election.
Yeah, to be honest, I hope Mississippi secedes soon too. Where are you guys from?
I live here.
Me too.
Oh, small world. Anyways, after this whole election thing and the southern states starting to secede, everything has gotten so hectic.
Yes, I wish John Bell became president or Breckinridge, not Abraham Lincoln. Things would be so much calmer.
I think Breckinridge and Lincoln had more extreme views on slavery, but Douglas and Bell were moderates.
Yeah, but after Lincoln defeated Douglas in the north and Breckinridge carried most of the votes in the south, it was down to Lincoln and Breckinridge, so both extremes there.
Yeah, and then Lincoln won.
I don't trust him. Even though he says he won't abolish slavery, he's a threat to the Southern way of life.
I know. He opposed the expansion of slavery, and he doesn't support our way of life. If Mississippi doesn't succeed soon, then we will be in danger of losing our slaves or our plantation.
It won't get that far. Southerners aren't going to stand for this. Things are already stirring up.
We warned the north that if Lincoln won, the southern states would withdraw from the Union, and South Carolina did exactly that on December 20th.
And after that, 6 more states did.
They even formed their own convention called the Confederate State of America. Hopefully Mississippi will be joining soon.
This is not going to end well. Too many people are furious with the presidential election. Lincoln shouldn't have won.
I heard rumors that states in the lower South are going to form a new government in Alabama.
Yes, the people in the South feel that the North is going to use the majority of force to abolish slavery.
I don't blame them. I myself see the Republican victory as a threat. I still think Lincoln might move to ban slavery, and that cannot happen.
Well, this is my stop.
Mine
so I have
too.
to go.
So I have to go. Bye.
Bye.
So, we plan on going up north. 1, 2, 3. We plan on going up north to become lecturers for the American Anti-Slavery Society. We want to do whatever. Stop laughing.
I'm laughing at her. She's so
Okay,
stupid.
It's not my. We're starting over now.
Don't you ever mind your business. Why?
But
Now you're going to have to come.
she's not a runaway. She didn't do.
Oh, Jackie, look how easy it is to flip it over your freaking hair.
I was joking. I don't actually go like this. No one does that.